It's time for a wee talk about. You have to bear with me this week as we make the transition back to making content. This is very alien to me. And I've got some big videos in the work, especially in the wee talk about front, but it's just weird to get back into. But as I said in last Friday's video, when I was saying we're coming back to making content, all the series are getting changed up in some way. Beyond Film is at a forest. I want to give you better advice in that series, and I don't know, the whole idea of sitting in a forest, giving you some honest advice about better ways to live your life, I like that. And then ZeusWeusFilm school, I've been planning almost like a film course around that series to be a bit more informative instead of just, you know, simple wee tips. There will be some videos that are just simple wee tips and tutorials, but most of it's going to be more thought out film course type stuff. We talk about what was the change I wanted to make with it now. I really enjoyed making these series, like some of the ones we done last year, you know, when me and Michael talked about the Buried Secret of M. Night Shyamalan, or even the first one I done where, well, the first one was just an introduction to the series, but the first actual one where I was talking about Troll Hunter, I just liked the idea of sitting down and talking to the camera about a film. Now, where was the issue? The issue, especially in some of the later ones, were very much just, it almost became a chore to record them because it was a case of sitting down, walking through the entire story and then being like, oh, I like this other part, oh, I like this other part, the end. And I don't really think that's ever what I wanted the series to be. The first one I done, Troll Hunter, I did of course go a bit through the story, but it was more, it wasn't just beat for beat, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. It was exploring some of the things about that I found interesting. And that's what I want We Talk About to be. I don't want it to just be like the, I don't know, like Black Adam, we talk about, and it's just story. Who
remembers that big gorilla?
Maybe we talk about certain aspects of a film that I really like. I think I used this in the video last year, an important update on content, where I basically said an example would be, instead of just, if I done a we talk about M. Night Shyamalan's Old, instead of being like, they went to the beach and then this happened and this happened, exploring more, maybe talking about the idea, like that concept of like, that's in the film, and talking about that. That's what I want We Talk About to be. Something that when you're listening to it, you're like interested in hearing more about, you know, certain aspects of whatever the film is I'm talking about. So I have got quite a few. There will be occasionally ones that aren't like that. Sometimes, especially if you go see a new film in the cinema, you kind of just have to talk about what you've seen. You maybe don't know it in the same way you would know a film that's been out for a decade that you can like delve into and talk about. So that's the plan for We Talk About going forward. I do have a few in the works right now, and I still, not this Friday but next Friday, unless you're a Patreon, the M. Night Shyamalan special podcast coming out, talking about Knock at the Cabin. I still want to do a We Talk About Knock at the Cabin because there's so many things that I want to discuss that we didn't in the podcast. But yeah, see you again tomorrow.